The year is 2025. CJ Stroud and the Colts are coming off an impressive 11-6 season that saw them win their first playoff game of the series before losing an absolute heartbreaker in the divisional round to Lamar Jackson's Ravens. Stroud has cemented himself as a top quarterback in the league. He's fresh off a year that saw him break Peyton Manning's record for the most yards in a single season. The defense is led by Nick Bosa, also coming off a career year that saw him rack up a whopping 24.5 sacks. If you missed part one of the rebuild, consider yourself caught up to this point, and things are about to get very interesting here heading into year 3, as it's time to finally make a decision on Johnathon Taylor. He played the 2024 season on the franchise tag, and negotiations have stalled to this point. Can we work something out with Taylor, continue to build upon our recent success, and deliver a title to the city of Indianapolis? Let's find out. And before we get started, I want to say a quick thank you for watching today's video. I really do appreciate every single one of you guys, and I know that every creator has a pitch like this, so I'll keep mine short. If you enjoy what you watch today, it would honestly mean the world to me if you would like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment your thoughts on the video. I usually am able to get back to everyone, and interacting with you guys really is one of my favorite parts of doing this and making these videos, so please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Now with that being said, let's get into the actual rebuild. And we're starting things off with pretty encouraging news here on Johnathon Taylor. If you remember from part 1, he really had no interest in us whatsoever, but it looks like our winning ways recently have kind of turned the tides as far as Taylor's interest in the team. He's now decently lukewarm on us, so I'm wondering here, this is the last phase of negotiations. I do fear that a neutral deal wouldn't get it done. A player-friendly deal, though, how expensive would that be for our last few seasons? We've got 3 years left, so his cap hit would get up to around $13 million. That's not a massive difference from a neutral deal. I'm going to go ahead and send out a player-friendly deal because we know we want to lock him down here for the remainder of the video. And Johnathon Taylor, we've got that taken care of. That is out of the way. He is with the team for the duration of the rebuild, so that is great news for us. Now here's where I'm a little bit conflicted. I am conflicted on DeForest Buckner. He's a great player, don't get me wrong. I love the fact that he only wants a 1-year deal, being that he's 31 years old. If we re-sign him though, that's going to leave us with about nothing. I think I am leaning towards doing it just because you never know with free agent classes. It's possible that we make that choice to let him walk and then it's a weak free agent class. We try to go back after him and another team swoops in and snags him, and then we have nothing at DT. I mean, yes, we've got Grover Stewart, but it's a 4-3, so really having both of those guys, it's paramount to our defense having the success that it did last season and moving forward. Since we don't have an immediate replacement plan for DeForest Buckner, I'm going to try and bump up the money a little bit. I want to secure him if we can, and if we can get Defo here on a 1-year deal, we got him. Okay, so that is going to be a priority for us in the draft. We're going to probably want to look at DT, and we're going to want to look at center as well, because we probably can't afford Ryan Kelly anymore. No, we cannot. I did understand and know that heading into the deal with DeForest Buckner. If I had to lose one or the other, I would definitely prefer it to be him, because Ryan Kelly is definitely on the decline here, 79 overall in his age 32 season. And everyone else is expendable. I mean, definitely some names that Colts fans would recognize, you know, such as Dayo Odengbo, who still hopefully has some promise as a young player in the NFL, Zaire Franklin, who has played well for the team, and Mo Alley-Cox, who has had his moments as well. But now this will allow Jelani Woods to truly shine and get the spotlight as our true tight end 1. And I think that we're good to enter the offseason with these guys leaving us. And heading into year 3 now of the rebuild, this is pre-free agency, after the losses that we've sustained, pre-draft, this is what we're looking like on offense. So we've got our quarterback, obviously, CJ Stroud, 87 overall superstar. We've got his weapons. Michael Pittman Jr. is up to a 91. Harrison Jr. is an 83 already, superstar heading into year 2. And Alec Pierce is definitely a fine number 3 receiver. I think we're set at the receiver position, obviously set at running back with Taylor. Jelani Woods, I've got high hopes for heading into, what will this be for him now? Year 3, year 4 in the league, actually. I'm hopeful for Jelani Woods now. Without Mo Alley Cox in his way, offensive line is very solid. Osiris Torrance is an 80 overall, I believe now heading into year 2 of his career. We are most likely going to make a move at center in the draft. That is probably going to be a priority for us pretty early, but aside from that, we've got a really good offensive line. This is an offense, in my humble opinion, more than capable of going on a deep playoff run, especially once we get that center position worked out. We really wouldn't have any holes outside of that. I know Woods is a bit of a question mark, but I think he's got the talent for sure. He's definitely athletic enough to get the job done. Now defensively, the defensive line, I would say we're probably set heading into year 3 now. We're going to need help at DT because we're already thin at the position, and we know DeForest Buckner, this is likely his last year with the team. I don't foresee us going after him another time. I would like to get him back for this final season, though, so that's what we did. Pass rush should be good with Nick Bosa. Hopefully Kwity Paye can finally get something done. He's been disappointing to this point. Secondary, I think we could possibly use a little bit of help through the draft. Jamel Dean is a good enough number 1 corner for us, and Conley is good as a number 2, but I'd like to get a little bit better there. Safety position, it's been disappointing for us. I think we'll probably give them another year. Maybe we draft someone in the mid-rounds with the idea of potentially taking over, and we will definitely need a new linebacker here. Alongside Okereke and Shaq Leonard, Jimmy Clark, I guess now he's just heading into year 2. He's just already 24 years old. I mean, I'm not completely against giving him another season, but honestly, you look at this team, I don't see any glaring weaknesses that keep us from repeating as AFC South champs. I would say depth is our primary concern, and we'll want to look and see whose contracts will be up, because that will dictate to us what positions we're really going to have to hit hard in the draft. And here's a look at our contract situation. So whose contracts will be up? This is going to help us determine what needs we really have heading into the draft. So DT is a big one for us. We want somebody that can learn behind DeForest Buckner for a season and take over heading into, it would be, I believe, 2025, 2026 at that point. So we need a DT. We're probably going to want a right tackle as well, because I don't know that we'll want to pay a 30-year-old Braden Smith. We already have a good chunk of salary cap built into our offensive line with our left tackle, Jedrick Wills, and Quentin Nelson. So I don't know that we can pay a right tackle as well. Outside of that, Kwity Paye. So edge is a position I think we'll probably want to go after. I don't know, depending on how he performs this season, whether he'll be worth bringing back. To this point, he's been, I don't want to say a bust, but definitely not worthy of his first-round pedigree. And receiver, Alec Pierce. I don't know if we'll be able to pay our third guy, so we might be looking at that position as well. Strong safety. The good news is I don't think Nick Cross will be overly expensive, so I think that we can probably still bring him back, but I don't know. He hasn't been great to this point. He hasn't developed the way that we've wanted him to, so it's interesting. And then Jelani Woods as well. Again, though, with that rating, I think he'll probably be pretty cheap. So for me personally, I'm looking at center because we have the immediate need there. DT with DeForest Buckner, edge with Kwity Paye, and right tackle with Braden Smith. Also receiver, because you can never have enough receivers in today's NFL. Also, we don't know if we'll be able to pay Alec Pierce, so quite a few needs heading into the draft, actually. And even though we're probably going to be sitting this year out, I wanted to at least give you guys a look and see what free agents hit the market this year. So Devontae Smith, that would have been a fun one. I don't know if we probably would have gone after him, but he would have been intriguing at just 26 years old. Mike Williams hits the market. Michael Thomas is already 32. Charvarius Ward, he's 29 though. Awuzie is 30. Hufanga, that would have been an interesting one for us potentially. 25 years old, 85 overall, definitely a good strong safety. Leonard Fournette's out there, Eddie Jackson, Stephon Gilmore is still out there wanting to get another shot at a ring, I would guess, at 34 years old. Anyone else who's young? Trevor Lawrence hit the market, that is interesting. I do recall actually our draft recap last season, I think the Jags took someone in the second round, so I guess Trevor Lawrence is just not the guy anymore. I don't see any scenario in which that happens in real life, but there you have it. Anyone else here who's young? Ramondre Stevenson, he would be intriguing. Christian Darrisaw is out there. Adam Thielen is kind of in that Stephon Gilmore category of they're still playing, I guess. No suitors, so he might end up being forced into retirement. But yeah, guys, that's your free agent class. Interesting, but I'm glad that we held on to DeForest Buckner, given the talent that was out here. Okay, so 2025 NFL Draft is here, and the second I booted this up, I'm shocked. We're picking second somehow. The Texans are picking first. I had planned to show the first 5-10 picks or so per usual, but let's take a look here. Who are the Texans picking first, and how did we get the second overall selection? So the Texans, they go with a cornerback, Marcus Claiborne out of Toledo. We're picking second. Let's look at our roster here. I know that we had made a trade. This could have been from the Vikings, I want to say. I believe we sent them Stephon Gilmore a couple years back, and it was a future first at the time. So we're picking, let's see here, second. Yeah, courtesy of Minnesota, man. That is crazy. Genuinely, I completely forgot about this. This would have been 2 seasons ago, but yeah, we're picking second. So it's going to be some elite talent here. Are we going to make the pick, or are we going to trade down from this? Let's see who's available. So here's where I'm a bit torn. The only guy projected in this spot I think we would realistically take is Connor Dobson. We obviously don't need a quarterback. We're not going to take a tight end in the top 5. We don't need a left tackle. So Connor Dobson out of Tennessee, let's take a quick look at him. We'd have to move him to the end position, which we'd be fine to do. 21 years old out of Tennessee, so young enough obviously. His block shedding's a C, pursuit is B, tackles A. We don't care about his zone coverage if we're changing his position. Physical player, looks to rip the ball, shows good discipline, has a swift arm over move in his arsenal, loves to utilize a spin. We love guys that can utilize a spin. Utilizes power and leverage to bowl through pass protectors. We're listed as his top fit. He runs a 4.63, third best in the class for his position. Most reps on the bench. Best vertical. He's good. Don't get me wrong, I think he can be really good for us, especially with how disappointing Kwity Paye has been. And then we could in turn probably trade Kwity Paye. To be completely honest, I bet we could get some decent value for him. Let's see what offers we get for the second pick, though, and see what we would prefer, Connor Dobson or a trade down. So here's a list of our offers, all pretty similar. I'm looking, though, specifically, the ones that are going to give us 2 first-round picks. What's the best that we can get out of that? So going strictly based off that, the Bucs, pick 19, a first next year, and a 4th this year. Anyone else? The Titans, pick 12, a first next year, and a 5th. Okay. The Seahawks, pick 22, a future first, and a 4th. The Rams are going to offer us pick 18, a future first, and a 4th. Anyone else? The Patriots, pick 28, a future first, and a 2nd in this year's draft. That's not bad. The Panthers, pick 25, pick 32 next year, and a 2nd as well. That's a pretty solid deal. The Packers, they pick 32nd, so that'd be pretty late in the first round, although they are offering a 3rd along with another 1st. Anyone else here? I'm not seeing any with multiple first-round picks. So for me personally, this might be a mistake, but I don't know that we'll be in a position to draft a guy like this again in this rebuild. If we can get a top 5 talent, I think that could push this team over the edge if he pans out. It's a risk. Don't get me wrong, it is definitely a risk, and I love getting those draft picks. If you watch my rebuilds, you know I'm always down to trade back. But Connor Dobson, I think, can be really good for us. A top 5 talent. I think we go with him here. I think we choose not to look the gift horse in the mouth that the Vikings have given us, and I think Connor Dobson's the guy. So Connor Dobson, welcome to Indianapolis. He's got normal dev. I don't love that. Hopefully he's still a dog. We know that hidden dev isn't always an indicator of how a player will perform. Sometimes you see that hidden dev and they move up 1 or 2 overalls throughout the course of their career, but Connor Dobson is a Colt, and Kwity Paye, his days might be numbered. So we pick again 27th. Let's just take a look here and see how the rest of the top 10 plays out. See where the quarterbacks go. The Jags will take an end. They take Venzel Stevens. I didn't see him projected top 5, bit of a reach. The Cardinals go with the tight end, Michael Carruthers out of Florida. He must be just a generational prospect there. James Crowley, defensive end, goes to the Saints. Dolphins pick 6. They go with a quarterback, Andrew Roper, so 2 his days are done if they weren't already. The Commanders go with Christian Cavanaugh out of Ohio. Eagles at 8, they're going to go with Spencer McDaniel, the right tackle. Would have liked to have had him, but you're not going to take a right tackle second overall. I'm sorry. The Niners, they go with Kerry Bolden, cornerback out of California, and the Falcons at pick 10, they are going to take the first wide receiver off the board, Monty Peters. Now let's see who's waiting for us here at pick 27. Who is available? And with this selection, I did look pretty hard at center and DT because I know those are two major needs for us. The fact of the matter is there are just no guys projected in this range worth taking. So I'm torn again between Sean Boone and the idea of trading back once again. So Boone, he is 23 years old out of Louisville, C catching, B man, A to C press, C zone. Pretty fast, pretty strong, agile. I like him as a prospect. Let's see what kind of offers we get for this selection. So for me personally, I'm going strictly based on rounds, a first and then what? So I've seen a couple offers here of a first and a second. I will show you guys that in just a second. As I'm skimming here looking for any more, I'm not seeing any. So here's this offer from the Browns, a first in next year's draft and a second in next year's draft. That's quite the haul. And for corner being the best position on the board, we don't really need that for a first round pick. So I'm going to take this. We're going to take a first and a future second, a future first and a future second. I think that's a really good deal. I really do believe that. So we're not picking again until the third round. That is unfortunate, but we've got a pretty good haul heading into next season's draft. So let's see who's available here in the third. Now here is a spot where I feel Mason Cain would be worth the selection. He's 21 years old out of Texas, best current center on the board, A awareness, C to F impact blocking, A to C pass block, D run block. So he's flawed, don't get me wrong. At this point in the draft, you're not going to get yourselves a prospect who is on the level of Ryan Kelly. However, 21 years old, I love the age. He's fastest in the class, second strongest. I think Mason Cain can be good for us. I think he's going to be good enough to be an immediate starter, at least I hope so. And he does have hidden depth. So to get a guy like that here in the third round, I think we just got ourselves our plug-and-play center for hopefully the next decade for this team. So Mason Cain, welcome to Indianapolis. And now with Cain off the board, we pick again 27th. In the third round. Let's see who we might have available there. Who are we taking with this pick? And as we all know, DT is a big need for the team. So I'm looking at D'Angelo George here, 21 years old out of NC State. C block shed, B to D finesse, D power, A to C tackle. He's a project, don't get me wrong, but he is the strongest on the board at this point, 39 reps on the bench. I think for a late third round pick, we could probably make something out of D'Angelo George. He comes with that normal dev, which I don't love to see, but I think he can be something for us, I really do. Okay, back on the clock here, round 4, pick 27. I think we've done a decent job of filling the holes that we had. I know we're still going to have a couple that we're probably going to have to worry about here. Who is on the board for us? Who would make sense at this point that looks decent as a prospect? And I think for me here in the 4th round, we might as well go receiver just because we know that Alec Pierce is going to be coming up. Carl Rosenthal, he's the fastest on the board at this point. He runs a 4.42, so he should be pretty fast for us. D catching traffic, C catching, B deep route, and B to D release. He's got potential. I think that Carl Rosenthal at 6 foot could be something for us. He's got normal dev, but 95 speed and 97 excel, that's not bad at all. We got ourselves a new deep threat. That should help us at least as far as depth is concerned. We'll let the CPU round things out for us, and let's look at our draft recap. Okay, so draft recap, I definitely think we've got ourselves a solid class here. Connor Dobson's going to come into the league 74 overall at his position. We'll see what he changes to once we move him. Mason Cain's is 74, so he's going to be an immediate solid starter for us. D'Angelo George is a 68, but that's okay because we drafted him as a project. Carl Rosenthal's a 70, so for him to be our number 4 receiver, can't complain about that. And then the CPU just kind of got us a bunch of sub 70 guys, and that's fine with us. But yeah, good draft class, honestly. I do want to highlight a couple depth signings we're making here in free agency, Quan Alexander being one of them. We're really thin at the linebacker position, so I think he would be a good one for us to have. And we'll actually double dip there, bringing back Zaire Franklin. He didn't have any suitors in free agency, so more than glad to get him back. Wonderful locker room presence, love him as a player. And picking up a mentor on the defensive line as well. Robert Quinn is 35 years old, but man, what a wealth of knowledge this guy is. Should help our young guys to excel, especially the one that we just took 2nd overall. I love that signing for us. And we'll go ahead and snag one more here on the defensive line, Sheldon Rankins. Just another body for us to have, someone to add into the rotation, and I think we're probably good as far as those August free agent signings are concerned. And one final administrative move here in free agency, or the preseason I should say, is Connor Dobson. We did go ahead and officially move his position. He is a left end now. Nick Bosa is a right end, Kwity Paye is a right end, and Kwity Paye is officially going on the trade block. We'll see what kind of offers we can get for him here within the next couple weeks. So here's a list of our initial offers for Kwity Paye. Disappointing to say the least. You've got John Mechie, Hunter Renfrow, a 5th round pick, Eric Stokes, Shaq Griffin, Zach Allen. Sean Murphy Bunting would be somewhat intriguing. Maybe we'll come back to that one. Neor from the Broncos, Tevin Jenkins. Let me look and see, how old is Sean Murphy Bunting? So here is Sean Murphy Bunting, 28 years old, so already starting to get up there in age a little bit. He's a solid player. How many years does he have left on his deal, though? That's what I would like to know. When is he going to be wanting a new deal? He's got 2 years left, so we wouldn't need to worry about paying him this year. And let's just look at our cornerback depth really quick. Where would Sean Murphy Bunting slide in for us? He'd be our CB2. Thomas Conley's the second-year player. I don't know if I want to stunt the development of these guys, though. I think Conley is going to be better for us long-term than Sean Murphy Bunting would be. It'd be kind of dumb for us to have just drafted this guy in like the 2nd, 3rd round and replace him with a 28-year-old middling-level player. I think with that being said, Kwity Paye is going to stay on the team for now, but he's not going to be starting. I can tell you that much. We're going to keep him around, but he's not a starter anymore. And here is a look at the team heading into 2025. This is a preliminary roster. We're still in the preseason. I don't see any major changes happening, though. So again, Stroud is going to lead the way. He's got the weapons in the receiving game. Pittman, Marvin Harrison Jr., Alec Pierce, and Rosenthal. Good number 4 receiver as a rookie. Jonathan Taylor, best running back in the league at this point, potentially. Jelani Woods is athletic enough. And the offensive line, not a single guy below 76 overall. Kane is going to get plenty of help with Quentin Nelson on one side of him and Osiris Torrance on the other. I've got complete faith in this offensive line. I definitely think it's a very solid unit. Defensively, we're going to go ahead and fix this. Dobson is going to get the start over Kwity Paye. I'll go into the actual depth chart and fix that, but it's going to be Nick Bosa, Dobson, DeForest Buckner, and Grover Stewart. I think that's a great defensive line. And then in the linebacking core, we're so weak that Quan Alexander is actually going to get the start for us. Not the worst thing in the world. I mean, sure, he's definitely up there in age, but a nice veteran presence. The safeties do worry me, but we already knew this. And then cornerbacks, we've got Jamel Dean is proven. I think Conley can take a big step forward in year 2. I think this team has hope. I really do. I'll make that change. I'll make sure that Dobson gets his starting reps and he can start developing as an NFL player. But yeah, let's get to the midseason point and see how things are looking for this team. I think we should be right around 500 at the midseason point, like 3-3, 4-2, something along those lines. We'll see though. Okay, now at the midseason point, we are 4-3, which is about on par with what we expected. I feel like no matter how good you do in these sims, things either come together or they fall apart in that latter half of the year. I feel almost every single year, every rebuild that I've done, no matter how we finish the season, we're always right around 500. So I'm going to take this with a grain of salt. We do have weekly awards from a week ago, so someone won an award after a Week 7 win against the Raiders. I don't see that every time, so it looks like it was Nick Bosa. He racked up 4 sacks, bro. Okay, so the defense is still clearly in good hands. 4 sacks in a game, you're always going to be happy with that. What I am interested, though, at this point of the year is who is ready to negotiate with us, whose contracts are up. We know it's going to be quite a few. We'll have $61 million in cap, which isn't the most in the world, but should still hopefully be enough to get some guys back. Who are we looking at here? Okay, so it's an interesting list. It is an interesting list. It's a long one. There's Bernard Ryman. Unfortunately, he did not work out for us, but that's okay. Who are we really prioritizing here? So DeForest Buckner. Do we run it back with him for another year? It's going to cost us around $15 million if we want to do that. I'm not against the idea. I'm honestly not. Braden Smith with like a 3-year deal. I'm iffy on him. Kwity Paye is going to be an easy no. Alec Pierce. Unfortunately, he just doesn't have that interest. I might look at his year-end stats. I mean, is he going to be expensive? For a number 3 receiver, a cap hit of like $3.5 million. I like Alec Pierce. I really like Alec Pierce. If we could get him on a neutral deal, no, he doesn't want that. I might still try and get him back. I'm not against it. Nick Cross, I definitely would like to get Nick Cross back despite his absolutely no interest in the team. Even a very player-friendly deal is going to be cheap. Are you serious, Nick Cross? A very player-friendly deal is not going to do it for you. He heard me say it was going to be cheap. Jelani Woods, no interest. I mean, he's someone where, like, at 72 overall, he's not irreplaceable by any means. I mean, heck, I'll even go player-friendly. Okay, so Jelani Woods is down for the next 4 years. We might even end up finding his replacement in the draft, but he's cheap. I'm not super worried about him. Now, the right tackle position, this would get us secured for the remainder of the video. And I think still Braden Smith is good enough to where he doesn't want that. We're striking out here at this period. This is going to be tough. This is going to be really tough. We know Kwity Paye is a no. Everyone else, those are just depth pieces that we brought in. What about DeForest Buckner? How expensive is he going to be? Around $15 million again. I think we'll wait and see. How does he regress at the end of the season? Because right now he is what? An 88 overall. If he's still in that ballpark, I'd consider it. I would consider it. It's also going to depend how that guy we took in the 3rd round develops, but it's tough. Either we're going to get a couple of these guys back, or we'll have some money to play around with. I think I might actually be okay with letting Braden Smith hit the market, and we could always try to get him back. I think we could take that gamble. I think we could afford to do that. DeForest Buckner, though, I don't know. It's tough. It's really tough. Let's get to the playoffs and see how we're feeling at that point. Okay, so what did I say? Mid-season point, you're always 500. You never know quite how things are going to play out, but we have gotten our first number 1 seed in the conference of the series. I want to look at the schedule. Partly for me, partly for you guys, because anytime we get a great record, I always get the comments, oh, you sim wins. We do not sim wins, guys. I think that would ruin the integrity of the video. I mean, look here. Not a single one. There's the home one. That's the bye week. But yeah, we didn't play any of these. We lost to the Cardinals 52-10 in week 18. And I've got a feeling our starters were playing for that one. I don't know if the CPU is smart enough to bench starters. And yeah, we really just got steamrolled in week 18. We were trying too. Like, Stroud played the whole game and he just played absolutely terrible. And we let the Cardinals put up a 50-burger on us. But yeah, very, very good season. I mean, the 3 losses that we had. 1 possession to the Ravens, of course. Rematch of last year's playoffs. We dropped a 50-burger on Josh Allen's Bills. We lose by 7 to Bo Nix and the Bucks. And then we just go on a massive winning streak. And the Cardinals kind of put us in our place. Put us on notice heading into the playoffs, to be completely honest with you. Let's look at the stats, though. And here are the year-end stats. Offense, 2nd in the NFL, 7,000 yards. Defense, I don't know. It doesn't give us the number because EA Sports is EA Sports, but let's look at defense here. I am curious. Total defense, so we were 2nd as well. That is absolutely incredible. Number 2 in both categories. I mean, this team's got to be Super Bowl favorites. That Cardinals loss was a shocker. Stroud, 5,200 yards, insane. 32 touchdowns, 13 picks. Passer rating of 101, we'll take that. Guy's slinging it. Taylor, 1,400 yards and 21 touchdowns. Definitely rewarding us for that faith in him and giving him that long-term deal. Love to see it. Receiving, we're going to have some studs here. Pittman, 1,500 yards and 6 scores. Marvin Harrison Jr., 1,008. Alec Pierce, 947 and 8. Jelani Woods, 939 and 2. So despite Woods' rating, I mean, 1,000 yards almost from your tight end. Yeah, 2 scores is a bit disappointing, but still. Sacks, how'd we do? 10 from Jedrick Wills, 7 from Braden Smith. 7 from the rookie Mason Kane. You don't love to see that amount from interior O-linemen, but with how much we were passing it, I'm not going to complain. 106 tackles from Okereke. Let's look at the sacks here. I see Bosa had another great year. 21 from him. Absolutely incredible. 10.5 from Connor Dobson, the rookie. So, yeah, it definitely was a Kwity Paye problem. It wasn't us, it was him. 10.5 sacks from the rookie. We were worried about that normal dev, but man, double-digit sacks as a rookie. We're thrilled with that. And another 10 from DeForest Buckner. We might have to bring him back. 5.5 from Big Grover Stewart. And then just a couple guys getting in here as role players as far as pass rush is concerned. Interceptions, though, 2 from Thomas Conley, so step forward from him. I would have liked to have seen a few more, but that's okay, I guess. But yeah, happy with the stats, man. Second in both categories. That's one of the best that I've seen in any of these rebuilds. Absolutely incredible. And when you've got a team that performs as well as we did, I want to take a look at the annual award. So Bo Nix wins MVP on the Buccaneers, who went 6-11. He must have just put up crazy numbers. Honestly, weird to not see Stroud here with the number of touchdowns that he threw, his yardage, and the fact that we're #1 seed in the conference. That's interesting. Coach of the Year, we come in 4th. Okay, Matt Rule wins it. That's realistic. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Jonathan Taylor comes in 2nd. That's probably why Stroud didn't win MVP, because they looked at the run game. Defensive Player of the Year, Nick Bosa is going to come in 2nd. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Steven Richards comes in at 4. And Carl Rosenthal comes in at 10. Connor Dobson wins it on the AFC side. We'll have to see if he wins it across the entire league, but that could be huge for us. And that's just so weird. Stroud is not even a top 10 quarterback? Okay. Taylor, best running back. Best receiver. Where's Pittman? I mean, 1,500 yards, he comes in at 10? What kind of volume are these guys putting up? Osiris Torrance gets a nod for best O-lineman. Nick Bosa wins best D-line. There is Buckner. Best linebacker, I doubt we have anyone here. We do not. Best DB, probably not. No, we do not. Best kicker, yeah, we're not going to have anyone. So those are the yearly awards. Always interesting to look at those. So who do we get in the divisional round? After our bye week, it is going to be the Denver Broncos. Okay, Broncos country, let's ride. Let's see what we're going up against here. They're coming in with a 10-7 record, obviously winning their wild card matchup. So they've got Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a Denver Bronco. I don't know how they afforded that with Russell Wilson's deal, but that's going to be tough. Jalen Hurts and Javonte Williams in the same backfield. Good luck, guys. Yeah, their offense is 7th in the league. Defense is beatable. They don't get a lot of takeaways. They do get quite a few sacks with Will Anderson. So Will Anderson we're going to want to look out for. Pat Surtain, of course, is an absolute stud, 94 overall. And it's going to be a really good matchup. It's going to be a really tough one. Now, here's the thing. I always go commentary for conference championship games, Super Bowls. In the last video, I did it for the divisional round because I had a feeling that we might be getting knocked out in that game, just a gut feeling, and we did, in fact, have that happen. So this time around, we're going to hope that the team can get it done so that we can get ourselves into another conference championship game. Let's upgrade our players here shortly so that we've got the best possible team on paper. And can we beat the Denver Broncos? Can we do it? Let's find out here. We're going to go on to the conference championship and hope that we have a game next week. It's going to be really tough. I don't know. I mean, it'd be a massive disappointment, but no, we don't have to worry about that. We win 45-28. So let's look at the schedule here. It's Seahawks-Panthers on the NFC side as we get the Chiefs in the conference championship game. And here it is. 45-28. So forget that week 18 letdown. We put up 455 yards of offense. Jalen Hurts has a great game. Stroud has a great game. Hurts has a 72-yard pass somewhere in there. We sack him 6 times. And not only did Stroud have a great game, Taylor did as well. 125 and 2 scores. And LJ Johnson, second-year player, one of their CPU selections, he got 2 scores as well, so that's good. Receiving, Javonte scores, Cortland Sutton scores. Anyone else here? Neor and Jelani Woods. Who was the leader in yardage for us? It was Alec Pierce with 72. Nothing crazy going on there. Let's see who was racking up the sacks, though. Nick Cross is our leading tackler, and I know we have 6 here. 3.5 for Nick Bosa, 1 for Grover, half for Shaq, half for Connor, half for D'Angelo George. Okay. The future starter. Interceptions, none. And we're moving on to Pat Mahomes. So the Chiefs are coming in 11-6 record, and as always, the primary concern is going to be this guy right here, Mr. Patrick Mahomes. I feel like we don't need to say a whole lot about him. He is who he is, and look at that Chiefs offense, just elite in every single category. We've got our work cut out for us. Defense is really good as well. They actually don't do amazing in sacks, so they might be beatable there. And passing yards, they're vulnerable. They do really well on the ground, so I almost think I want to go run inside here. I want us to be able to get some success with Taylor on the ground. That should open things up for the rest of us in the passing game. And let's hope that that was the right decision. I think that it has a chance to be. That always is the kicker in these sims, is when you get yourselves into 3rd and long. Although, when you commentate the games like this, you do see just those massive plays. It'll be 3rd and 24, and without fail, you'll pick up 25. But enough of my rambling here. Let's get into the game. Conference Championship at Lucas Oil Stadium. Chiefs, Colts, Mahomes, and Stroud. Who comes out on top? And here we go, guys. Biggest game of the series so far. We've made it a step further in each of the last 2 seasons. We won a wild card game last year. We won a divisional game this year. Who's it going to be? Who is going to come out on top? And if we do come out on top, who are we facing in the Super Bowl? The Carolina Panthers or the Seattle Seahawks? We'll go into our Super Sim here, set the speed to normal, and let's get to the end of the game. Here we go. Chiefs get the ball first. Touchback, McCole Hardman, 1st and 10 at the 25. 10-yard penalty against Orlando Brown. It's 1st and 20. 3-yard rush by Edwards-Helaire, 2nd and 17. Passes dropped by Jonnu Smith, 3rd and 17. They get it. Jonnu Smith, 20 yards. 1st and 10 at the 38. Passes thrown away by Mahomes. 2nd and 10. Hits Jonnu Smith again for 13. 1st and 10 at the 50. 8-yard rush by Edwards-Helaire. 2nd and 2. 2-yard rush. It's 3rd and inches at the 40. Passes thrown away. 4th and inches at the 40. What do they do here? Passes thrown away. They go for it, and they do not convert. 1st and 10 for the Colts. Stroud to Harrison for 13. Brian Cook, safety for the Chiefs, injured. 1st and 10 at the 46. Taylor picks up 6. It's 2nd and 4 at the 40. Stroud to Jelani Woods for 14. 1st and 10. Taylor picks up 6. 2nd and 4 at the 21. 8-yard gain by Taylor. 1st and 10 at the 13. 5-yard gain by Taylor. 2nd and 5 at the 8. 5-yard rush by Stroud. It's 1st and goal at the 3. 3-yard rush by Jonathan Taylor for a touchdown. Colts are up early. Extra point is good. 7-0. 2:21 left in the first. Great start here for the Colts after that 4th down stop. 1st and 10 for the Chiefs. Jonnu Smith, 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3 at the 32. 2-yard gain by Edwards-Helaire. It's 3rd and inches at the 35. They get it. Edwards-Helaire, 26-yard reception. 1st and 10 at the 39. Edwards-Helaire loses 3. 2nd and 13. Mike Williams, 10-yard gain. 3rd and 2 at the 32. Passes thrown away by Mahomes. 4th and 2 now. And they pick up 2. So the Colts take over on downs. Stroud to Harrison for 7. 2nd and 3. Stroud to Pittman for 6. It's 1st and 10 at the 43. Stroud to Alec Pierce for 8. 2nd and 2 at midfield. Passes thrown away. 3rd and 2 at the 49. Passes thrown away. Colts likely punt here. They do. Edwards-Helaire picks up 4. 2nd and 6. Edwards-Helaire again for 4. 3rd and 2. Passes knocked away. 4th and 2 at their own 28. And they do finally punt. First punt of the game. Colts will take over at the 24. 1st and 10 for the Colts. Taylor picks up 8. Nick Bolton injured on the play. 2nd and 2. Stroud to Pittman for 4. 1st and 10 at the 36. Taylor loses 2 at 2nd and 12. Taylor picks up 2. 3rd and 10 at the 36. Stroud to Pierce for 12. 1st down at the 48. LJ Johnson, 1-yard gain at 2nd and 9. 5-yard rush by LJ Johnson. It's 3rd and 4. Stroud to Pierce for the 1st down. 5-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the 40. LJ Johnson picks up 3 at 2nd and 7. Stroud picks up 6. 3rd and 2 at the 32. Stroud to Jelani Woods for 10. 1st and 10 at the 22 now. Stroud to Harrison for 7 at 2nd and 3 at the 15. Stroud to Michael Pittman Jr. for a 15-yard touchdown. It is 14-0 in the conference championship game. Chiefs will get it with 2:13 left to play in the half. 1st and 10. Mahomes picks up 5 on the ground. 2nd and 5. Okay. It's a 1st down after a 13-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the 47. Mahomes to Tony. 2nd and 1 at the 44. Mahomes to Mike Williams for 22. Mahomes to Mike Williams for 18. It's 1st and goal at the 4. Mahomes to Tony, 4-yard touchdown. It is 14-7 now. Extra point is good by the former Colt, Chase McLaughlin. 14-7 Colts, minute left in the half, all 3 timeouts. Touchback. Stroud to Harrison for 14. It's 1st and 10 at the 39. Passes thrown away. It's 2nd and 10. Passes thrown away. 3rd and 10 now. Passes thrown away. Colts will punt here. They do. Chiefs will get it at the 7. 43 seconds left. They've got all 3 timeouts. 1st and 10, passes dropped by McCole Hardman. 2nd and 10, passes thrown away. 3rd and 10 here. Big play. 4-yard gain by Edwards-Helaire. Colts take a timeout. And they will get the ball with good field position at their own 45. At the Chiefs' 45, excuse me. Stroud to LJ Johnson for 5. 2nd and 5. Stroud to Pierce for 18. 1st and 10 at the 22. Passes thrown away, 12 seconds left in the half. 2nd and 10. Passes thrown away. 3rd and 10 now. Passes knocked away by Nick Cotton. 6 seconds left in the half. They go for the field goal and they get it. 17-7 now. 2 seconds left in the half. This is likely it. And it is. Okay. So that is the first half. Let's take a quick look at the stats here, just as a quick little breather. So very similar in yardage, 146 yards and a score for Mahomes, 138 and 1 for Stroud. The Chiefs make 2 interesting decisions, going for it on 4th down, getting it neither time. So this Colts defense has stepped up when they've needed to. Holding Mahomes to 7 points in the first half of a conference championship game, that is incredible. I worry for the second half here, though. I worry for the second half. The Colts get the ball first. They need to get a good drive put together here. They cannot afford to go 3 and out and let Mahomes and the Chiefs right back into this. I've got a feeling this game is going to go down to the wire. Let's get to the end of it, and let's find out. Colts will get the ball to start the second half. We're going to jump forward to the end of the game. 1st and 10 for the Colts. Hits Pittman for 21. Next play, Stroud picks up 6. It's 2nd and 4 at the 47. Passes thrown away. 3rd and 4 here. Jelani Woods, 15 yards. 1st and 10 at the 33. Taylor picks up 10. 1st and 10 at the 23. Passes thrown away. 2nd and 10. Stroud to Pittman for 10. It's 3rd and inches at the 13. Stroud to Carl Rosenthal, the rookie. 13-yard touchdown. It's 24-7. The Colts are rolling here early in the 3rd. Incredible drive there to start the second half. Touchback. Edwards-Helaire, gain of 3. 2nd and 7. Hits McCole Hardman for 5, 3rd and 2, passes thrown away. It's 4th and 2, and they punt. Colts will get it. 24-7 at their own 7. 1st and 10 here. Passes thrown away. It's 2nd and 10. Jedrick Wills injured on the play. That's big. 2nd and 10, passes thrown away. 3rd and 10 now for the Colts. Passes dropped by Marvin Harrison Jr. And they punt, going 3 and out. Chiefs will get it. Great field position at the Colts 45. 1st and 10. Mahomes to Williams for 8. 2nd and 2. Mahomes to Williams again for 6. 1st and 10 at the 30. Sacked by Nick Bosa. 2nd and 17. Hits Jonnu Smith for 23. 1st and 10 at the 15. 6-yard penalty against the defense. It's Okereke. 1st and goal at the 6. Hits Jonnu Smith for 6. 2nd and goal at the 1. McCole Hardman rushes it in for the score. It's a 10-point game now. 2:23 left in the 3rd. Colts will get it up 10. Touchback. 1st and 10 for the Colts. Passes knocked away by Nick Bolton. 2nd and 10. 6-yard gain by Taylor. 3rd and 4. Stroud to Pittman for 8. It's a 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 39. Hits Marvin Harrison Jr. for 15. 1st and 10 at the 46. Hits Jelani Woods for 13. 1st and 10 at the 33. Alec Pierce has a 33-yard receiving score. It is 31-14 with a minute left in the 3rd. Every time the Chiefs score, the Colts respond. What a game by this offense and this defense. Mahomes to Tony for 7 on the next drive. 2nd and 3. Edwards-Helaire, 6-yard gain. It's a 1st down at the 38. Edwards-Helaire again for 4. 11 seconds left in the 3rd. 8-yard gain. 1st and 10 at midfield as the 4th quarter starts. Passes thrown away by Mahomes. 2nd and 10. Hits Mike Williams for 15. 1st and 10 at the 35. McCole Hardman, 7-yard reception. 2nd and 3 at the 28. Hits Jonnu Smith for 13. Big game for him. 1st and 10. Hits McCole Hardman for 13. 1st and goal at the 2. JT Troutman loses 3. 2nd and goal at the 5. Mahomes to Jonnu Smith for a 5-yard score. Extra point is good. It is again a 10-point game. 5:06 left. This game is far from over. Chiefs still have all 3 timeouts, down 2 scores. 1st and 10 for the Colts. Taylor loses 1. 2nd and 11. Taylor picks up 4. 3rd and 8 here. Passes thrown away. Just what the Chiefs needed. The Colts go 3 and out. And it's a penalty. They punt it. Chiefs will take over at the 10. 90 yards to go here for the score. Mahomes to Elijah Mitchell for 11. 1st and 10. Passes thrown away. 2nd and 10 at the 21. CJ Uzama for 7. 3rd and 3. Hits McCole Hardman for 19. 1st and 10 at the 47. Elijah Mitchell, 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 at the 50. McCole Hardman again for 14. Chiefs are driving. 1st and 10. Passes thrown away. 2nd and 10 at the 37. Elijah Mitchell, 8-yard gain. 3rd and 2 for the Chiefs. Mitchell picks up 5. 1st and 10 at the 23. Passes thrown away. 2nd and 10. Passes thrown away. 3rd and 10 now for the Chiefs. Passes thrown away again. 4th and 10. They settle for the field goal. They are now down a score. 2:42 left in the game. The Colts are up by 7. Chiefs have all 3 timeouts. It is far from over. 1st and 10 for the Colts. Sacked by Odafe Owe. 2nd and 16. Taylor picks up 7. 3rd and 10 now. Passes thrown away. The Chiefs will have a chance here as the Colts punt at the 2-minute warning. Chiefs will get it at their own 2-yard line. 2nd and 7. Edwards-Helaire picks up 1. 3rd and 6. Hits Hardman for 26. 1st and 10 at the 31. Mike Williams gain of 5. 2nd and 5 at the 36. Tony, 30 yards. 1st and 10 at the 34. Passes thrown away. 2nd and 10. Sacked by Shaq Leonard. 3rd and 17. Hits Tony for 13. 4th and 4. This is the game. Hits Hardman for 5. At the 23. Sacked by Robert Quinn. 2nd and 14. Mahomes picks up 5. 3rd and 9 now. 21 seconds left. Jonnu Smith, 4-yard gain. 4th and 5. Ball game. Sacked by Sheldon Rankins. That will do it as CJ Stroud kneels it out. Oh my goodness. What we looked at as a nondescript free agent signing, 2 of them, Sheldon Rankins and Robert Quinn, coming up clutch here in the 4th quarter of the AFC Championship game, and we do just enough to hold off Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. We are headed to the Super Bowl. What a finish here from Lucas Oil Stadium. Oh my goodness, as Johnathon, Madden, and Andy Reid shake hands at midfield. Colts score 0 points in the 4th, but they did just enough in the first 3 to give themselves enough of a cushion to hold off that furious comeback attempt by Patrick Mahomes as he puts up 399 passing yards. And we made him earn every single one of those. We sacked him, I believe, 3 times on the final drive. Clean game, no takeaways this whole time. Let's look at the stats from the game, though. Absolutely incredible performance by both quarterbacks. They laid it all out there on the field, and here it is, Mahomes. 34 for 50, 399 yards and 2 scores. Stroud, 3 scores. Absolutely incredible. Not a lot going on in the run game, although Taylor did get that score. 4.7 a carry, not bad. Probably should have given him the ball a little bit more. No amazing receiving performances, and let's look at those sacks. So here they are, Robert Quinn in year 15, making the play of his career, honestly. To get the Colts to the Super Bowl, there's D'Angelo George. Actually, it was a half sack. So Sheldon Rankins and D'Angelo George, the rookie. 2 players we weren't really thinking of a whole lot heading into this game. And there's Kwity Paye teaming up with Shaq Leonard. Nick Bosa teams up with DeForest Buckner. This was just an incredible game, guys. What a performance from this team that we've put together, and we are Super Bowl bound. Who's it going to be, the Panthers or the Seahawks? Who are we facing off against here with the potential to win a championship? And there it is, 31-24. Let's go ahead and skip forward a week here. We'll take a look at that playoff bracket and see who we're going up against. So it is going to be the Carolina Panthers. Let's look and see their path to get here. How did the Panthers make their way to the Super Bowl? So they came in as, where are they? There they are. They're the 1 seed. I was looking at the Seahawks. So they were the 1 seed. Absolutely elite performance. They knock off the 7 seed Eagles 31-24 in the divisional. And they beat the Seahawks in a nail-biter, 27-22 in the conference championship game. This Super Bowl is going to be a banger, guys. Colts-Panthers, who's it going to be? And here we are, 2 13-4 teams. It all comes down to this. Let's do our weekly strategy. We'll do a Super Bowl media day because it's not every day that you get one of those. Who are we going up against? So James Robinson is, okay, interesting. And it's Bryce Young, bro. We just had, if you watched our Houston Texans rebuild, it was Bryce Young and CJ Stroud for the Super Bowl. It was Texans Falcons, I want to say. And now here they meet up again. Probably the consensus top 2 quarterbacks in the 2022 draft class. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Okay, what do we actually want to take care of here? So they've got the #1 offense in the NFL. Their passing game is not the greatest. It's the run game that really gets it done for them. So Do we want to focus on the run? They pass it 53% of the time. I think if we shut down the pass, we let up some really big plays to Mahomes last week, so we're going to do what we can to limit that against Bryce Young. Now defense, they're 7th in the league. They do let you sling it on them. They're 6th in the league in sacks. So yeah, we definitely want to take care of Mr. Brian Burns here. They've got Jeremy Chin. He is still a stud for them. And yeah, it's going to be a very interesting Super Bowl. So we've got our training done. Let's get into our Super Bowl media day. All right, here it is. Every coach's dream is to hoist the Lombardi Trophy as confetti rains down, and you have a chance to do that for the first time this week. What would a mean win to you? Everything or just the beginning? I don't know how to answer this. I don't know if either of these options would help or hurt us in any way. I'm going to be dramatic here. We're going to say everything. Like you said, every coach dreams of this moment, so it would mean everything to me. All the work we put in to prepare for this moment when we have the opportunity to call ourselves champions. And we've gotten ourselves 10 staff points. So speaking of that, I'll spend some of these staff points here. I want to help out the offense and the defense. Let me do that quickly, and then we'll get into our Super Bowl, guys. And here we go. So it looks like we are at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I saw the Falcons logo there. Hopefully we don't choke this one away, as it is going to be us and the Panthers. This is absolutely incredible here. What a matchup in this, the biggest game of the year. Biggest game of the series so far. Colts-Panthers, what a fun matchup. Let's go ahead and get right into it. As always, super sim, slow speed, end of game, let's go. Panthers will get the ball first. Touchback. 1st and 10 to the 25. Bryce Young to Jamar Gibbs for 14. 1st and 10 at the 39. James Robinson loses 2. 2nd and 12. Knocked away by Nick Cross. 3rd and 12 here for the Panthers. Passes thrown away. They will have to punt. They do. Colts will get it at the 22. Good defense on that first drive. 1st and 10 for the Colts. First possession. Stroud to Rosenthal for 13. 1st and 10 at the 35. Taylor picks up 3. 2nd and 7. Taylor picks up 8. 1st and 10 at the 46. Stroud to Pierce for 24. 1st and 10 at the 30. Taylor picks up 4. 2nd and 6. Passes thrown away. 3rd and 6 for the Colts. Passes thrown away. And do they settle for 3? They do. Tyler Bass, 43-yarder. It's good. Colts take the lead here early in the Super Bowl, 3-0. 3:39 left in the first. Passes knocked away on 1st down by Tywan Mullen. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. Hits MVS for 11 yards. 1st and 10. Hits DJ Moore for 9. 2nd and 1. James Robinson picks up 5. 1st and 10 at the 49. Bryce Young picks up 5 on the ground. 2nd and 5. Young to DJ Moore for 29. 1st and 10 at the 16. Knocked away by Thomas Conley. 2nd and 10. James Robinson picks up 5. 3rd and 5 at the 10. Passes thrown away. 4th and 5 now. And Cade York loses 3. What happened there? Stroud to Pittman for 12 on the next play. 1st and 10 Colts. Passes thrown away. 2nd and 10. Passes knocked away by Xavier McKinney. 3rd and 10 for the Colts. Hits Alec Pierce for 9. They will likely punt. Yeah, they do. Panthers will take over at the 27. Odd sequence on their last possession. James Robinson picks up 6. 2nd and 4. Gibbs picks up 4. 3rd and inches. Passes thrown away. 4th and inches at the 36. They punt. Colts will take over at the 32 after a 13-yard return. 1st and 10. Taylor picks up 6. First quarter has ended. Stroud to Taylor for 5. It's 2nd and 5. Stroud to Pittman for 10. 1st and 10 at the 41. Sacked by Brian Burns. 2nd and 20 at the 49. Sacked by Jalen Ware. 3rd and 28. Intercepted by Shaq Thompson. Awful sequence there. 1st and 10. James Robinson picks up 8. 2nd and 2. Robinson again for 8. 1st and 10 at the 14. Young to Higbee for 5. 2nd and 5. Gibbs picks up 6. 1st and goal at the 2. 2-yard gain by James Robinson. 2nd and goal at the 1. Passes thrown away. 3rd and goal at the 1. Robinson loses 3. 4th and goal at the 3. And Cade York nails a field goal. It's 3-3. What a stop there by the Colts. Touchback. 3:31 left in the half. 1st and 10 for the Colts. Taylor picks up 7. 2nd and 3. Taylor picks up 7 again. It's 1st and 10 at the 39. 3 minutes left in the half. Stroud to Jelani Woods for 6. 2nd and 4. Passes thrown away. 3rd and 4. Intercepted again by Levante David. First and 10 at the 47 Panthers. Gibbs picks up 4. 2:19 left in the half. Second and 6. Stroud picks up 3. Robinson loses 3. Fourth and 10. They punt. Colts will take over at the 28 inside the 2-minute warning. Pass is thrown away by Stroud. Second and 10. Stroud to Pierce for 6. Third and 4 for the Colts. Taylor loses 3. Fourth and 7. Colts will punt. They do. Touchback. First and 10 Panthers. Young picks up 3. Second and 7. Young picks up 4. Third and 3. Stroud to MVS for 17. First and 10 at the 44. Pass is thrown away. Second and 10. Pass is thrown away. Third and 10 for the Panthers. Young to DJ Moore for 7. Fourth and 3 at the 50. They punt. Touchback Colts. All 3 timeouts, 26 seconds left, and we'll go into the halftime. This game is tied. What an interesting first half. I mean, it should not be 3-3 right now. This offense has looked terrible. And the Panthers, to their credit, I mean, they've made plays. They had that, I don't know if it was a botched field goal or a fake that didn't go their own way, but they didn't get anything on that drive when they were down there. And then, I mean, it was what? First and goal at the 1, and the Colts just absolutely stuffed them. They had to settle for 3. Defense has kept us in this game, but 2 interceptions by CJ Stroud. We got to see some offense in the second half. I mean, neither quarterback has done incredible. Bryce Young, I guess, 41% completion rate. I had thought that Stroud was much worse, but no. They're both having a rough game here. Do we see some more offense in the second half? We've seen some big plays from Alec Pierce, MVS, DJ Moore. What happens here? I don't know. Colts will get the ball to start the half. First and 10 is a touchback at the 25. Taylor picks up 6. Second and 4. Sacked by Derek Brown. Third and 14. Hits Harrison for 13. It's 4th and 1 at the 34. Colts go 3 and out. They've got a punt. First and 10 Panthers. Pass is thrown away by Bryce Young. Second and 10. 8-yard gain by James Robinson. Third and 2. They get it. Robinson for 7. First and 10 at the 34. Robinson for 7 again. Second and 3 Panthers. Young picks up 1. Third and 1 at their own 43. Robinson picks up 4. First and 10 Panthers. Young to Higbee for 4. Second and 6 at the 50. Robinson loses 2. Third and 9. Pass is thrown away. Fourth and 9. And they punt. Touchback. First and 10 Colts. 10-yard penalty against Michael Pittman. It's first and 20. Pass is thrown away. Second and 20. Pass is knocked away by Nate Wiggins. Third and 20 for the Colts. Hits Pittman for 11. So 2 straight 3 and outs here. How much longer can the defense hold on? Panthers take over at their own 12. Robinson picks up 3. Second and 7. Pass is thrown away. Third and 7 for the Panthers. Hits Robinson for 10. First and 10 at the 24. Pass is thrown away. Second and 10. Pass is thrown away. Third and 10. Hits DJ Moore for 13. They make the play when the Colts cannot. Higbee for 17. First and 10 at the 46. Gibbs for 20. First and 10 at the 26. Pass is thrown away. Second and 10. Higbee for 15. First and 10 at the 11. Panthers are driving. Higbee hurt on the play. First and 10. Pass is thrown away. Second and 10 at the 11. Robinson picks up 7. Third and 3. Pass is thrown away. Fourth and 3 at the 4. They settle for 3. Third quarter winding down. Panthers up 6-3 in the Super Bowl. Touchback, 23 seconds left in the third. First and 10 Colts, sacked by Brian Burns. Second and 20. Passes thrown away. Third and 20. Hits Pittman for 14. Fourth and 6. They punt. No first downs for the Colts in the third quarter. Pathetic. Panthers take over at the 7. 4-yard gain by Gibbs. It's second and 6. Robinson picks up 1. Third and 5. Sacked by Nick Bosa. Fourth and 9 at the 8. They punt. Colts will take over at the 41 after a 14-yard return by Conley. First and 10. Hits Pittman for 11. They have a first down. First and 10 at the 48. 3-yard penalty against the defense. First and 10 at the 45. Passes thrown away. Second and 10 now. Johnathon Taylor, 45-yard rushing score. It's 10-6. 4:26 left to play. Oh my goodness, Colts. Touchback Panthers. First and 10. 5-yard gain by Robinson. Second and 5. 6-yard gain by Gibbs. It's first and 10 at the 36. Sacked by DeForest Buckner. Second and 17. Hits Higbee for 10. It's 3rd and 7 at their own 38. Pass is thrown away. 4th and 7. 3:38 left to play, and they do punt. Colts will take over at the 15. 4-yard return. 1st and 10. 9-yard gain by Taylor. 2nd and 1. Taylor picks up 4. 1st and 10 at the 28. 2:58 left to play. Taylor picks up 7. 2nd and 3 at the 36. Taylor picks up 5. 1st and 10. 2:19 left to play. Stroud to Pittman for 6. 2nd and 4 at the 47. Stroud to Pittman. Oh, that's a repeat. 2-minute warning. 2nd and 4. Taylor loses 2. 3rd and 6 at the 45. Stroud to Pierce for 7. 1st and 10 Colts at the 48. Panthers look to be out of timeouts as Taylor picks up 5. And Stroud will kneel. 5-yard penalty against the defense. We might have missed a play there. 2nd and 6. LJ Johnson picks up 1. 3rd and 5 for the Colts. Stroud picks up 4. 4th and 1. Interesting. 13-6. Panthers have a chance. 52 seconds left there. I'm going to pause it here. I don't know exactly what happened there. We missed a play or two. I don't know why Stroud is kneeling. And then we're calling plays for the field goal. Odd clock management there by the CPU. Just as a side note, let's see here. So Stroud kneeled on 1st and 10. Then there was a 5-yard penalty against the defense. And then we ran a couple plays to try and get a first down. Couldn't quite do it. And then hit the field goal. So we are up by 7 now. It is 13-6. 52 seconds left in the game. 1st and 10 Panthers after the touchback. Passes thrown away. 2nd and 10. Hits Laviska Shenault for 19. 1st and 10. Hits Higbee for 27. They're at the 29-yard line. 26 seconds left. Higbee for 28. It's 1st and goal at the 1. And Bryce Young to Tyler Higbee. Oh my goodness, this game is tied. What just happened for the Colts? 1st and 10 Colts. 5-yard rush by LJ Johnson. 2nd and 5. Passes thrown away. 3rd and 6. 6 seconds left in regulation. It's overtime. Panthers will get the ball first. Second overtime in Super Bowl history. 4-yard rush by Robinson on 1st down. 2nd and 6. Sacked by Connor Dobson. 3rd and 10. Passes thrown away. 4th and 10. They punt. Colts will get it at the 2-yard line. They need a field goal to win the game. 1st and 10 Colts. 2-yard gain by LJ Johnson. 2nd and 8. 4-yard rush by Manny Harris. 3rd and 3. Passes thrown away. Oh no. And they punt. Panthers will get the ball at midfield after an 11-yard punt return. 1st and 10 Panthers. Stroud to Laviska Shenault for 7. 2nd and 3. 3-yard gain by Robinson. 3rd and inches at the 43. 6-yard gain by Robinson. This is not good. They're in field goal range. 1st and 10. Robinson picks up 4. 2nd and 6. Robinson picks up 7. This might be it. Robinson picks up 8. 2nd and 2. And they hit the field goal. And the Carolina Panthers are world champions. Absolutely unbelievable. Perhaps the most defensive Super Bowl of all time. Excluding maybe the Patriots' 10-3 win over the Rams. I don't know. We didn't watch the plays develop. I don't know if it was bad offense or just really great defense, but man, both defenses have a lot to be proud about from this game. And the Colts defense, I mean, they take over at midfield, just needing a field goal. You're gassed at that point. It's overtime. Shaq Thompson gets player of the game. I didn't think that he got 2 interceptions. I thought that someone else got the other one. I don't know if that's correct. Let's check that here. Let's look at the stats. Oh my goodness, man. Neither quarterback above 50% completion rate, 147 passing yards for CJ Stroud in the Super Bowl. He's got to be upset from that. A passer rating of 23.9, bro. I mean, yeah, Bryce Young had a rough game too, but CJ Stroud, that might be the worst quarterback performance I've seen in the Super Bowl. Absolutely terrible. James Robinson was getting it done on the ground. Had the Colts won, there's your Super Bowl MVP right there. They needed a play. He gave it to him, man. Jonathan Taylor put everything that he had on that field. Tyler Higbee, man. That drive to send it to overtime, multiple plays of 20-plus yards. Who would have thought Tyler Higbee would be out here making these clutch plays in the Super Bowl? Bobby Okereke is the leading tackler. Brian Burns had a big game. We know Nick Bosa had a sack. Connor Dobson had one when we really needed one. And yeah, I guess it was Shaq Thompson. When did he get that other one? I know for a fact I called out one of them and I called out Levante Davids, but I don't recall ever seeing a third interception in this game. That's interesting. Either way, disappointed by the results. It hurts. It definitely hurts. And we're going to try to avoid the Super Bowl hangover in year 4. And right there is your season recap, as yes, the Carolina Panthers are world champions, unfortunately, over the Indianapolis Colts 16-13. What an absolute heartbreaker, but silver lining here, if there is one, is that Connor Dobson does win Defensive Rookie of the Year. So we take a bit of a risk on him, grab him number 2 overall, and he proves to be well worth it for us. And we're moving on. We are moving on as Super Bowl losers. Can we bounce back in year 4? Now, once again, if you are watching to this point, I truly, sincerely appreciate you from the absolute bottom of my heart. What I will say, though, is that I know for a fact we are getting to around the hour point of this video, perhaps even a little bit over at this point. So again, if you're still watching, thank you, but I do want to say that we are going to cut it at this point, because if I start getting in that 2-3 hour range, that is just going to be excessive. I don't think anyone is going to be sitting here watching that. So stay tuned, because there will be a part 3. We've got 2 years left of this rebuild. I don't know whether that will be 1 video or 2 videos, but regardless, there's more to come for this Colts team. Can we bounce back from this Super Bowl loss? How do we handle the impending contract extensions for DeForest Buckner and Braden Smith? What kind of moves can we take to really push this team over the top, get ourselves a Super Bowl contending team again? Because we know how close we were this time around. I've got a feeling that great things are on the horizon for this Colts team. So again, thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video later on this week.